Namaste students. Yesterday's class we studied about Gauss law and Coulomb's law and Gauss law, how they are interrelated. That is, you got the expression for electric field using that. In today's class we are going to study about application of Gauss law. There are three applications. Of that, only one application, and what is the expression, how to derive that, we will study today. The first one is, if you understood well, then you can get it. So before going further to the application, a quick revise of Gauss law. What is the mathematical form of Gauss law? Phi is equal to Q by epsilon naught, or integral E dot ds is equal to Q by epsilon naught. What is Q? Q is the enclosed charge or the net charge, total charge. And now when we are going to apply Gauss law to calculate the electric field to some of the charge distributions. Have you remembered? Already we studied some charge distributions. These diagrams, these are the different types of charge distributions. So these charge distributions give some particular surface, particular shape. So there is some symmetry is needed when we study about Gauss law. Then it is little bit easy to get the expression. That's all. So there are three types of symmetry. One is spherical, another one is cylindrical, and the third one is plane symmetry. Out of these three symmetry, one symmetry we will take it for today's class. Symmetrical shape. So Gauss law, your level we will apply for symmetrical shape only. Higher level it is different. Your level only for a symmetrical shape. Suppose I take this diagram. What is the first diagram? Can anybody recall? What's the name we have given? A linear charge distribution. Have you remembered a wire which carries charge? Charge is distributed over the length. Then L lambda is called linear charge density. Then if I take this one, we studied a surface charge distribution, and this is also called a surface charge distribution. And this is, anybody? Yes, this is also surface charge distributed over only this. And this is the case with the volume charge distribution. So these are the different types of charge distribution. In today's class, we are going to study about only first case, that is a linear charge distribution. So shall we go? So the first one is electric field due to an infinite wire. I have taken a wire of infinite length. What is it, infinite length? The length we no need to, it's very long, you take it. But we will study for a small portion of the length here. Suppose I take it in this diagram, the same this a wire, each point there is 1 charge. So that charge, the same arrangement, it is represented here with the blue color. So this is the wire which carries a charge. So this is a linear charge distribution. Now I want to find out what is the expression for electric field due to this wire. That is only my aim. Electric field due to an infinite wire. So this is in my case I have taken it is an infinite long wire. This wire is an infinite long wire. But where to find the electric field? First I must choose the point where I want to find the electric field. Now for the wire, now in this diagram I have chosen a point here. This is the point where I want to find what is the expression for electric field. You can choose a point here. Somebody else may choose a point here. Third person may choose a point here. Any place you choose a point, and we have to find what is the expression for electric field. Shall we proceed? So how to go ahead is the same diagram. The first thing, application of Gauss law is you have to draw a symmetrical Gaussian surface. Now the same wire, blue color wire, it is represented here like this. Can you see, children? This is the way it is represented. This is uh, the wire which carries the positive charge. The charge is not shown here. So I want to draw a closed surface, symmetrical surface. So for a line charge distribution, cylinder is a Gaussian surface. So what we have drawn here is this green color one. This is the Gaussian surface for you. So for this type of charge distribution, can you see here this blue color wire which carries the charge? So for this arrangement, the dotted lines are represented to represent a Gaussian surface. So here the cylinder is a Gaussian surface. Now here some letters are represented, electric field, area vector, and all those things we will study. The same diagram little more. See, can you see positive charges were distributed? Can you see here the positive charge? Diagram wise it is given like this. Actually it is on the wire. The positive charges are distributed on the wire. And can you see the cylinder? The cylinder is having, if you see the cylinder here, it is having a flat surface, and there is one more flat surface. And if I consider there is another surface, can you see this is a curved surface? You take your tiffin box at home, in your hand, and you can study. In presence means I can say it to you. I'll say once again, there are three surfaces for a there are three surfaces. This is the first surface. This is one flat surface. There is another flat surface here bottom, and the third surface is called a curved surface. Now come to the charge. My charge is positive charge. So the electric field will act for the positive charge in this direction, outward direction, from radially outward. This is the direction. In this whatever it is given, it shows the direction of the electric field. Now there are three surfaces. What is the area vector? The topmost surface, if you consider, the area vector is outward drawn normal in this direction. Same manner if I come to the bottommost surface. If I come for the bottom surface here, the area vector will be in the downward direction, it will act. And the third one is the curved surface. If I draw the area vector, can you see here for the curved surface, the area, the perpendicular, it is shown. And here it is shown. From here it is shown as a area vector. So here I have drawn three area vectors. Two for the flat top and bottom surface, and the next one is for the curved surface. Now, is it necessary I have to take this sphere cylinder like this and the wire like this? Not necessary. You can take the cylinder and the wire. The wire can be taken, the straight wire, infinitely long wire can be horizontal. Then for that surface you draw a symmetrical surface, the Gaussian surface. The cylinder will be corresponding to the arrangement of the charge distribution. It is a cylinder. Here also cylinder, here also cylinder. Here is a vertical, here it is a horizontal cylinder. Here also you have three surfaces. Can you see one flat surface? Can you see flat surface 2? And this one is the third one is here you can see a curved surface. Now we will apply Gauss law to find what is the expression for electric field. Now see, there are three surfaces. I told two flat surface and one curved surface. Now in this arrangement, can you see here a wire which carries positive charge? S1 is a flat curved surface, S2 flat surface, S3 is the next flat surface. Now in that a small portion is taken. Only a small portion. See, this is a small portion. It has an area ds1. And the area vector is acting vertically upward. If you consider ds2 a small area, the area vector is acting in this direction. And here the third surface. a small area alone. Then we will calculate the total area. Now see, in DS1 and electric field, in this arrangement, area vector and electric field both are acting in the same direction. But here, what is the angle between them in the second case? Can anybody say? I'm sorry. Here, what is the angle between them? It is 90 degree. Angle between electric field and DS. And here the angle between them is 90 degree. So, the electric field and area vector are perpendicular for the flat surface, and for curved surface the angle is 0. Now, the same diagram, little more clearly it is drawn. The same arrangement. Can you see here the wire which carries, and the green color one is the cylinder, and this is the curved surface. Angle is 0, and here it is perpendicular, and here also it is perpendicular. And see, the electric field is from the positive charge. From here the electric field is from the positive charge. Radially it is drawn outward direction. So this is another simplest method of drawing a simple diagram. And in this, the cylinder's length is L, radius is R. Here also it is marked. The length is L, radius is R. According to your convenience, capital L or small l, any one letter uniformly you can follow this one. Now are you clear? Now come back to the original diagram. Now are you clear? Area and electric field. What is the angle between the two? 0. Good. What is the angle between electric field and area? 90. And here the 90, what it is different, and this 90 is different. I hope you are clear up to this. So together finally a line charge distribution, can you see? And it has 3 surfaces. This is the first flat surface, and this is the second flat surface. Electric field and area are perpendicular. Here electric field and area are parallel, and here electric field and area are perpendicular. Now we will derive what is the expression for electric field due to an infinite long wire. Same arrangement. Children, you see the yellow one is the charge, infinite long wire carries charge, and the blue color one is the cylindrical Gaussian surface. Now can you see here? It is marked as radius, the R value. Can you see the R value here? And the length, is it marked? The length of the cylinder is L, or the height of the cylinder, and the radius of the cylinder is R, it is marked. And a small area dA is marked, and the area vector is represented by the blue color line here. And at this point electric field also. This is all we have already studied. So with this knowledge we will go for this one. So the same diagram. So now we have to derive. So the size of the diagram is brought small. Now go to Gauss law. What is the mathematical form of Gauss law? Phi is equal to Q by epsilon naught. The total charge or enclosed charge. And phi is equal to, we know, E dot ds or E dot dA. In this diagram I have represented area as dA. So here also I have taken E dot dA. What is the formula for E dot dA? E dA cos theta. What is cos theta? Here for the flat surface it is 90. So cos 90 is 0. So I am not taking the flat surface. I consider only the curved surface. So it becomes E into dA. So E is a constant, so I will take outside the integral, and I have to find out what is the total surface area of a curved surface. Anybody, can you say what is the surface area of a cylinder, curved surface area? Anyone? Integral dA, if I take it as A is nothing but 2 pi RL, surface area of a cylinder. Now I'll substitute the value of, that is integral dA. In that place I will write it as 2 pi RL. So here see this integral dA, that is given as A is equal to 2 pi RL. So shall we substitute? If I substitute, phi is equal to E into 2 pi r L. In the place of dA, I have written as 2 pi rl. Now, go to Gauss law once again. What is the mathematical form of Gauss law? Closed integral E dot ds is equal to q by epsilon naught. So, E dot ds is E into 2 pi rl is equal to q by epsilon naught. So, but my aim is what? To find the expression for electric field. But E is there, 2 pi RL. What is Q here? What type of charge distribution? It's a linear charge distribution. In a linear charge distribution, you have already studied Q is equal to lambda into L. What is lambda? Linear charge density. So, can I substitute in the place of Q as lambda into L? So, in this equation, in the place of Q, I have taken from here and substituted. So, now if you take this equation, this L and this L both will get cancelled. So what is the expression for E? E is equal to lambda by epsilon naught. This 2 pi r will come on the other side. If it comes on the other side, you may have E is equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. And next line, it is given with the vector notation. So just first you have to identify or draw correct Gaussian surface, apply Gauss law, and you can get the expression. I hope you're clear. The whole thing is given together as in a single slide. What is the expression? How we are getting? It is given here. The same thing can be taken for a horizontal cylinder. Horizontally, if you have taken, how it comes. See here, in this diagram, the orange one is a linear charge, an infinitely long wire. More correct representation, this diagram. See here, can you see in the left side it is written as minus infinity? Can you see here? And in the right side also it is marked as plus infinity. There are three surfaces. See, can you see here? This is the one flat surface, this is another flat surface, and this one is a curved surface. Each surface is having an area vector. See, I have represented A, B, C. A is one surface area, small surface ds, total surface I can consider. B, another surface. C, the third one. Now, if you go to Gauss law, closed integral E dot ds is equal to q by epsilon naught. So, if I apply closed integral is equal to, you apply for all the three surfaces. For the surface A, surface B, surface C. Now tell me, for the surface A, what is the angle between E and ds? Perpendicular. For the surface B, what is the angle between them? Perpendicular. So it is 90. Only in this case, that is only here alone the angle is 0. Other two cases, that is case A and case B, the angle is 90 degree. So the equation can be written, closed integral E dot ds is equal to, for surface A cos 90, surface B cos 90, surface C cos 0. Cos 90 is what? 0. So this and first and A and B it is 0. So the leftover is integral E into integral ds. Integral ds already we have studied in the previous one, it is 2 pi rl. So the next one is applying Gauss law, closed integral E dot ds equal to q by epsilon naught. It is a linear charge distribution, so q is equal to lambda into L. L and L will get cancelled. So this is the expression for electric field. I hope you are clear. Generally, once again I will say you, both the derivations same thing. This is by one method, that is by another method. Whichever method is convenient for you, you follow with the proper explanation you have to carry on. So generally, we have to first, if I am applying Gauss law, you have to locate where I have to find the direct electric field. Then for that point, draw a symmetrical Gaussian surface. Then what is the charge, what is the area, apply Gauss law, you can get the expression for electric field. So today's class, we studied only one derivation. What is the expression for electric field due to an infinite long wire carries charge? Children, one more thing I want to say. If the charge is positive, electric field is radially outward. It is acting. Suppose the charge is negative, the electric field will act towards, inside it will act. Are you clear? So the formula is equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r into the unit vector it is given. Thank you.